Coming up on your EPFA News today. We meet our new head and assistant head of European referees. We hear some news about activity happening in Wales. We speak with a player who gained a lot from her EPFA Nations Cup experience. Having raised 90,000 for charity already, what is next for this young man from England to achieve? We have a roundup of all that has and is happening in the zone. And we hear from two coaches from Italy about the Gisolo experience. Welcome. This is EPFA News. In our last EPFA News broadcast, we reported on the announcement of the appointment of the new head of European referees and the assistant head of European referees, and we said we would catch up with both in the next broadcast. So let's briefly meet Steve Baxter and Nicolas Ballin and find out why they applied for the role and what they hope to achieve.
Hello, I'm Steve Baxter. I'm the new head of refereeing for EPFA. I've been involved in power chair football for about 13 years after my son Greg discovered the game. Because there was no club locally, I started one so that he could play football on a regular basis. Since then I've become very involved in power chair football. I am the chairman of the South East of England Regional League, which hosts 14 clubs, and I've been involved in the Wheelchair Football Association as their secretary for a number of years. I became a referee in 2010. Refereeing at the National League in England, and since then I've been fortunate enough to go to the World Cup in Paris in 2011 and European Club Championships in Paris and in Denmark. I've also been to the European Nations Championships in Finland. I've applied for the position of head of refereeing for EPFA because now I see it as my task is to develop new referees to bring them on the new generation of referees to the European zone. Clubs, teams, coaches have all developed, and I think it's important that referees do much the same thing. Like them or loathe them, they're a very important part of power chair football, and we have an important role to play in making sure the game is played fairly and in the right spirit. I hope to be working with all of you in the near future. Stay safe and see you on court soon.
Bonjour à tous, hello everybody, buenos días a todos. Je m'appelle Nicolas Ballin, je suis français et je viens vers vous aujourd'hui pour vous dire que je suis très fier et très heureux d'avoir été nommé au poste d'assistant délégué européen des arbitres de foot fauteuil aux côtés de Steve Baxter. Cette nomination arrive au bout d'une quinzaine d'années d'arbitrage pour moi, où j'ai pu arbitrer de nombreuses compétitions européennes à travers l'Europe et à travers le monde. 15 années pendant lesquelles j'ai pu forger mon expérience aux côtés de nombreux arbitres et aux côtés de nombreux joueurs. Donc aujourd'hui je suis très content d'arriver à ce poste et de pouvoir collaborer avec Steve et avec vous tous pour penser au futur du foot fauteuil, penser au futur de l'arbitrage du foot fauteuil et travailler sur de nouveaux projets et de nouvelles choses au sein de l'arbitrage européen. Donc je suis très impatient de pouvoir vous retrouver tous, d'aller tous vous rencontrer à travers l'Europe, dans vos pays respectifs, et de débuter un travail de qualité avec passion et énergie. Donc je vous dis à tous à très bientôt et j'espère vous retrouver très vite sur les terrains. À bientôt, merci.
not for the want of trying. It has always been an objective to see poucher football activity in Wales for years, but despite numerous attempts, it has never been possible to light that flame and get something that could be sustainable. That is until now. We are delighted to feature in this EPFA news about an exciting development from the mainstream football club Wrexham FC, and owned by a certain famous duo of actors. The Welsh Dragon could be about to roar for poucher football and deliver Welsh activity in the very near future. Let us hear from one of the driving forces behind this momentum.
Hi, I'm Kerry Evans. I'm the Disability Liaison Officer at Wrexham Football Club. We are the third oldest football club in the world, and we're in the National League, owned by very famous owners, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. I've been doing my job for the past 3.5 years as a full-time volunteer. I've made quite a number of changes at our football club, as we want our club to hold no barriers for people with disabilities. I came across Powerchair Football on social media about 6 months ago and was absolutely blown away. My initial feeling was this could really change lives, this could make such a difference to people in power chairs, and this was something I wanted to include at Wrexham Football Club. I contacted the club and I gave them a presentation, having done a lot of research with the help of Adam McAvoy and Donald Byrne, and at that point the club were very much on board and said this was something we could try. We have the largest special needs school within Wales, within about a mile of our football club, so I am so excited to get this presentation into the school to show the children the excitement I'm hoping that will come from, we could say to children from that special needs school, come and play for Wrexham Football Club. It doesn't matter that you're in a power chair, it doesn't matter how you score your goals, you're going to be scoring goals for Wrexham Football Club. It's going to be such a fantastic thing. We have had the most outstanding support already from power chair clubs around, and Leeds Power Chair Football Club in particular. Paul Gorman got in touch and offered us a discounted price, some second-hand wheelchairs, which has been absolutely outstanding, and we are so grateful for his help. We are currently waiting for our football coaches to have the extra power chair training day. As soon as we can have that in place and our coaches will be trained and ready to go, we're then going to organise an open afternoon and hopefully get as many adults and children alike involved and open them up to the opportunities of power chair football. And hopefully this is going to be a huge success. Come and play power chair football at Wrexham Football Club. Thank you so much for listening.
We drop in now and hear from an athlete from Finland who took a lot from the experience of the EPFA Nations Cup and the positive feedback from opponents, and who relishes the prospect of more international opportunities and the dream of one day playing at a World Cup.
Hei, olen Jenna Olan. Pelaan sähköpyörätuolijalkapalloa TPV Powersidessa ja olen edustanut Suomea EPFA Nations Cup-kisoissa 2019. Pelaan myös sähköpyörätuolisalibändyä ja kerran joukkuekaverini kertoi, että olivat isänsä kanssa perustamassa sähköpyörätuolijalkapallon joukkuetta myös Tampereelle, joten niin päädyin mukaan lajiin. Olen pelannut sähköpyörätuolijalkapalloa vuodesta 2016, mutta tällä hetkellä emme voi pelata tai treenata rajoitusten takia. Seurajoukkueessani on 5 pelaajaa. Suomessa on yhteensä 5 sähköpyörätuolin jalkapallon joukkuetta, josta yksi ei ole kuitenkaan vielä osallistunut sarjatoimintaan. Sähköpyörätuolin jalkapallossa parasta on lajin taktisuus ja vauhti sekä se, että joukkojen pärjääminen riippuu siitä, miten hyvin joukkue pelaa yhteen. Seurajoukkueessani pelaan vasemmassa laidassa ja maajoukkueessa minulla on kokemusta myös hyökkäyksen kärjenä olemisesta. Tykkään molemmista pelipaikoista, koska ne ovat monipuolisia. Urani mieleenpainuvin peli on ollut EPFA Nations Cupissa maajoukkuetasolla Englantia vastaan. Muistan sen pelin kuin eilisen päivän, sillä se meni mielestäni tosi hyvin ja sainkin paljon kehuja myös vastustajan tiimistä. Haluaisin saavuttaa lajissa sen, että näkisin mahdollisimman paljon kansainvälisiä pelejä ja kuinka sähköpyörätuolin jalkapallo on isoa myös ulkomailla. Haluaisin myös pelata joskus MM-kisoissa. Lajin esikuviani ovat Momo Kelami ja John Boldin. Tykkään heidän tavasta pelata ja katsonkin usein videoita YouTubesta ja haluaisin joskus olla yhtä hyvä pelaaja kuin he ovat. Maani edustaminen maajoukkueessa merkitsee minulle paljon, sillä olen unelmoinut siitä jo nuorista saakka. Toivoisin, että pystyisin säilyttämään paikkani maajoukkueessa, vaikka lajin taso Suomessa nousee koko ajan. Vapaa-ajallani tykkään kuunnella ja tehdä musiikkia sekä katsoa urheilua ja pelata pleikkaria. Vuodelle 2021 toivoisin, että pääsisimme vihdoin treenaamaan joukkojen kanssa ja että voisimme käynnistää myös sarjatoiminnan, joka on ollut tauolla koronaviruksen takia.
Next we speak to an unassuming young man, who, when not raising very impressive sums of money for charity, he enjoys his poucher football with his local club, and has his sights set on playing in the Premiership and playing for England.
Hi, I'm Luke Millington. I'm 22 years old, play wheelchair football for Shifnal Town PFC. I first discovered wheelchair football when I was 14 at a sports day on a school trip. It was the only accessible sport that I found interesting and knew I wanted to give it a go. Shifnal Town. Shifnal Town is a local football club who run many girls and boys teams. I train every Wednesday for 2 hours at Lillishall Sports Centre. We play our regional games in Birmingham about 4 times a year, and in the National League with around 5 weekends in a year. I play as a defender and enjoy doing so because of my overall involvement in the game. I hope that one day I would see myself in the Premiership and even playing for England. I received the Rotary Young Citizens Award for fundraising at Hope House Children's Hospice. I raised over 90k towards the day-to-day running of the hospice and to support other families just like mine. When I am not playing wheelchair football, I work for PTCC Pharmaceuticals in the patient engagement department. In my free time, I like to drive, watch football and play on the PlayStation. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my wheelchair football journey.
We are delighted to hear now from 2 of the coaches from the Gisolo experience of the recent Italian national team training.
L'esperienza di Jesolo è stata formidabile, rappresentare i colori azzurri a qualsiasi livello sportivo è sempre un'emozione grande. In più abbiamo conosciuto dei veri atleti che ci hanno dato veramente tanta adrenalina e convinzione di poter crescere tanto con questo movimento e questo sport. Ci auguriamo al più presto di rivederci in altri eventi come quello di Jesolo, magari proprio lì, visto che c'è la nostra casa Italia, e speriamo quanto prima di partecipare ai mondiali con la nazionale azzurra.
L'esperienza di Jesolo è stata molto bella e emozionante per tutti noi. Credo lo sia stato di più soprattutto per i nostri atleti che si sono impegnati molto per questo impegno nazionale, e credo che da questo evento abbiamo imparato tutti qualcosa, sia a livello umano che soprattutto a livello professionale. E abbiamo conosciuto tante persone molto formate, tanti tecnici che sicuramente ci hanno insegnato qualcosa. Spero che in futuro avremo altre opportunità di vestire la maglia italiana.
EPFA are delighted to start off this roundup with Spain and the announcement by our friends at the Spanish Poucher Football Association EPFA about the selection of a first national team training selection who will meet together for an historic first session on June 19th and 20th. Congratulations to all 18 players named in the first selection and wish Jan Grau, the national team coach, and all the players the best of luck, and we look forward to featuring some news on how it all went. Even before that, it is great to report on resumed activity in Spain with a 3-club tournament taking place this weekend, June 5th, hosted by Inter Jan, and also featuring Atomicos and Los Leones de la Alhambra. It is all about embracing the positive news as we emerge from the difficult times, and Northern Ireland had calls for celebration too as national team training resumed after the long layoff, and the preparations began in earnest for the World Cup. Keeping the sunny side out and their community entertained, France and Foot Fatal have launched their new culture entertainment show on the YouTube channel, which sees 2 teams challenge each other with different topics and questions and provide some light-hearted viewing.
Eh les gars, on est remonté à bloc, nous.
Faites doucement avec nous.
Comment?
Faites doucement avec nous.
On a fait des préchauffes avec Erwan toute la semaine.
Non.
On a révisé les incollables.
Moi, j'ai préparé des anti-sèches de toute façon.
Ah ouais?
Scotland held a second information evening with prospective referees, and now has a nice number of enthusiastic prospects ready to take the next step and do the training course as soon as possible. There has been a great reaction recently to some of EPFA's latest initiatives, including the Ambassador Programme, with many people filling out the Ambassador Survey about what characteristics make a great role model and who they think are the great role models in a sport. There will be still some more time and opportunity to complete the survey for those who have not had a chance yet. Another initiative that has grabbed the attention has been the EPFA Players Council, a new consultative group to give players a voice and give EPFA an opportunity to gain valuable opinions on ideas and issues, and we look forward to seeing this come to fruition soon. A reminder that the third in the series of sports psychology workshops with Erin Pryor will be taking place next week on Thursday, June 10th. Supporting the mental wellness of athletes will be the theme, and will provide key information and tips for coaches, staff and volunteers on how to support the athletes' mental health and well-being, especially coming back from such long layoffs. You can register on the links on social media. And also another reminder that we are still looking for more entries to be the EPFA-sponsored participant on the Football for All Leadership programme for this year. Still due to take place for a week in Lisbon in October, followed by 9 months of a project implementation. You can continue to apply by sending a communication to president@europeanpfa.com, outlining why you would like to participate on the program. So don't delay, do it today, the rewards are great. One of the great exponents of the Football for All Leadership program, Kieran Burns, continues to produce great weekly podcasts, and we were delighted to hear that Kieran has been nominated for Young Scots Award. We wish Kieran the best of luck with a well-deserved nomination and hope he will be successful, and back here for an exclusive with EPFA News. Remember, get in contact with EPFA News at the email below, and until next time, take care.